அருமை நண்பர்களே, அகில இந்திய காங்கிரஸ் ஆராய்ச்சி துறை தலைவர் பேராசிரியர் ஆரம்பிக்கலாமா? ராஜீவ் கவுடா அவர்கள் அருமை நண்பர்களே, அதில் அக்னிபாத் திட்டத்தின் மூலம் ஏற்பட்ட பாதிப்பு, வேலையில்லா திண்டாட்டம் குறித்து அகில இந்திய காங்கிரஸ் ஏற்பாடு செய்திருக்கிறார். அதற்காக அவர் அனுப்பப்பட்டிருக்கிறார். இப்போது அவர் அதில் உரையாடுவார். அக்னிபாத் திட்டத்தின் மூலம் ஏற்பட்ட பாதிப்பு, வேலையில்லா திண்டாட்டம் குறித்து அகில இந்திய
Congress Party, media friends, as you know, Shri Rahul Gandhi has launched the second yatra. First, he had done the Bharat Jodo Yatra from your state, Kanyakumari, to Kashmir. And right now, he has started in the northeast, covering Manipur to Kashmir. And right now, he has started in the northeast, covering Manipur to Kashmir. And right now, he will continue to cross the country from east to west, going through Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, and ending in Mumbai. This yatra is called the Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra because in 10 years of Modi Sarkar, we have only seen Anyay. We have only seen injustice. We have seen injustice to the poor. We have seen injustice to women. We have seen injustice to the youth of India. My focus today is on the India. As you all know, India is the country globally which has the world's largest young population, youth population. So we have been hopeful that this young population will become skilled and employable and will deliver for India what we call a demographic dividend. However, under Modi Sarkar, we have seen no sign of a demographic dividend. We have seen no sign of jobs for youth. We have seen no improvements in skilling and employability and job creation, etc. That is the focus of today's press conference. Now, when you think about, go back 10 years, when candidate Narendra Modi ji was making promises to the people of India. He promised that if he is elected, he will create 2 crore jobs every year. We have seen nothing like that, and we have seen, in fact, job losses. So instead of creating jobs, we have seen losses of jobs. Today, my focus is on one very crucial dimension of this job situation for youth, and this has to do with the Agnipath scheme. This has to do with national security and our armed forces. You all know, historically, Tamil Nadu has played a very, very major role in our armed forces. The Madras Regiment is one of India's historically oldest regiments, and the Madras Regiment has won all kinds of major awards for gallantry, and their list is very, very long of the contributions of the Madras Regiment to India's armed forces and national security. Now, historically, the armed forces used to annually recruit soldiers from amongst youth. And these soldiers would be given training, would be absorbed into the regular army, and they would serve for a full tour of duty. And at the end of it, in recognition of their sacrifices, their contributions, we would give them pensions, we would give them health care. That is the duty of any grateful nation for its warriors. What has the Narendra Modi government done? To quote our former army chief, General M.M. Naravane, he said, out of the blue, you had something called the Agnipath scheme introduced without consultation with the armed forces, introduced in the army, and also in the Air Force and Navy. Each of these divisions, the Air Force, Navy, etc., involve a lot more specialized skills. What is this Agnipath scheme? The Agnipath scheme basically says that we will recruit, say, 40,000 soldiers every year, out of which, after 4 years, only 25% will be retained in the army, in the armed forces, and the rest will be sent home. Even those retained in the armed forces, these 3-4 years of what is called tour of duty will not, that experience will not be counted towards their salaries, towards their payment, etc. And those 3/4 who will be let go without any of the benefits that are available to the regular armed services personnel. Now, in addition to all this, in the run-up to this program, we have a lot of criticisms of the Agnipath program, and I don't even have to give you our criticisms. We can give you criticisms from various retired generals and brigadiers, etc. And they say that this is going to create a situation where the army is going to be less prepared, because if people are going to not be sure that they're going to serve their career in the army, how willing will they be to lose their lives in defense of Mother India? How willing will they be to contemplate the unemployment that waits them once they come out? These are all concerns, because India's youth unemployment rate is at a historic high. You have seen that for youth between 15 and 25, 40% unemployment is what we see. And we see large numbers of graduates not getting jobs. When Uttar Pradesh, they put in, called for, applications for peon positions, large numbers of PhD people, so graduates. That is the kind of situation in this country under Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That's the kind of unemployment that we see, especially for our youth. Now, in this context, when you think about the Agniveer Tour of Duty program, what has happened? Over the last few years, a large number of people have applied for selection for the regular army. Before this Agniveer program was announced, especially for our youth. And now the government took their deposits and their application fees and said, we will send you examination intimation. Nothing was done. Nothing was done for multiple years. And now we have 1,45,000 people who are waiting for those examinations and who now know that even if the examination was conducted, they will not be able to serve in full careers except for a small fraction of them in the armed forces. So basically, you have a situation where nearly 1.5 lakh youth have been cheated. They were promised careers as soldiers fighting for the defense of Mother India, and now the game has changed, the rules have changed, maybe because the government wants to cut down on costs. No cost is enough. No cost is high enough for the defense of Mother India. The government needs to get its priorities right. But what it has done now is it is depriving 1.5 lakh aspirants of the opportunity to serve in the armed forces. So when we talk about Nyay in our Nyay Yatra, when we talk about justice, we are talking about justice for our youth, for our soldiers, for our aspiring youth who want to serve in the defense of Mother India. We are talking about, for this, we need to make sure that these people, that justice is due to them, and we will fight to give that justice to them. So in this connection, we have launched at the end of January, 31st January, Shri Rahul Gandhi launched a program, which is what we're going to take. It's called the Jai Jawan campaign, and as part of the Yuva Nyay agenda. And what we want to do is return, number one, return jobs that were cruelly snatched away from the 1.5 lakh youth. because of the Agnipath scheme, and we want to reintroduce the previous recruitment system for the armed forces. So I'm here to announce a multi-phase program where the Congress party is going to reach out to the people of India and to reach out to the soldiers and defense personnel who have retired and tell them that this is the Anyay that is being done to our youth and to our potential defense personnel. So in February, with the first phase called Sampark, we will create a Nyay Patra, a form and a leaflet, and our workers will go to defense families and request the youth who are preparing for army recruitment to join and support the movement. We will go to their homes and get their signatures in digital form. In the first half of March, we will organize satyagrahas in every city, in the Gandhi Chowk or in the Shahid Chowk, where we celebrate, commemorate and remember our martyrs who fought for freedom. We will do a dharna and we will do a satyagraha, basically saying that we need to do justice to our youngsters who want to join the army. Then in phase 3, we will do a padayatra in the second half of March. In every district, our coordinators will coordinate with the people of the region and also with the Nyay Yodhas who have joined the Nyay Yatra. So between March 17th and 20th, we will do these padayatras. We will launch a missed call campaign. The number is 9999812024. And we will also ask people to register for these dharnas in www.jayjawan.in, JAYJAWAN.in. Now, basically, we want to emphasize in this Jai Jawan campaign how the youth of India are being cheated by this Agnipath program. First, they get lower monthly salary than regular army soldiers. They get about 21,000. Regular soldiers get 45,000. If they were to be martyred in the defense of Mother India, then their families of people who are part of this Agnivir program, their families do not get the support that would come to martyrs from the regular soldiers. And they would not get pay for 15 years and pension for lifetime. They will not be able to avail of medical and other facilities. And they will just get limited insurance and access. Most importantly, they will face unemployment once again. Because the historic method of recruiting people for our army is not going to be taken forward under this government. As a result, the youth's dreams, those who wanted to prepare and become fit and brave, who wanted to serve the nation, their dreams are being shattered. And if you look at what has happened in the overall country, economic growth, especially after demonetization, slowed down, collapsed after COVID, and now is slowly limping back. But because of demonetization, because of the hastily imposed GST, a large number of micro, small and medium-scale industries have shut down. These are the engines of growth. These are the engines of employment. And those industries being shut, those businesses being shut, means that youth do not get opportunities there. So it is not just the Agnivir program that is cheating 1.5 lakh soldiers or aspiring soldiers already. Across the economy, we are seeing only major problems affecting the youth of India. So it is important for the youth of India to stand up, and we are giving a call to the youth to go out there and join us on these Jai Jawan program. If you recall, when this program was announced, there were actually huge riots in North India. There were protests in Telangana, and there were also protests in Tamil Nadu. You would know that there is an army village in Tamil Nadu called Kamavanpettai in Vellore district. In 2022, there was a lot of protest in this village because youth historically from Kamavanpattai have been at the forefront of wanting to serve the nation through the armed forces. Now, this is an issue that is affecting all our youngsters across the country. And therefore, it's important to get the armed services, retired personnel, and everyone aware of the damage to national security that is being done by Modi Sarkar just to save funds in terms of pensions and salaries, etc. Our country is already facing national security challenges. We have reports that China has created a situation in Ladakh where we cannot, our Indian army cannot patrol points that in a couple of 100 square kilometers in patrol points that we used to be able to patrol. When questioned, the Prime Minister says no one has come in. The Prime Minister will refuse to utter the name of China when questioned about this whole issue. This is not the way we protect the interests of the people of the country or the borders of our beloved nation. We call upon the youth, we call upon retired armed services personnel, join us as we fight in this Jai Jawan program for Nyay for our youth and to restore the traditional method of recruiting soldiers for our armed forces, to do justice to the 1.5 lakh aspirants who have been cheated of their futures over the last few years. This is the agenda with which we are launching this multi-phase protest across the country in February and March. We urge you in the media to get this message out to the rest of the country. Let us come together to strengthen our armed forces, to strengthen our youth and give them opportunities to fight in the defense of Mother India. Thank you. I'm happy to take questions. So we are planning decentralized in every district. So wherever Rahul Gandhi is at that time, he will be traversing the country as part of the Yatra, Bharat Jodo's Nyay Yatra. Wherever he is, he will join. But all of us sitting here, will be doing this in our own respective districts. Because this is, recruitment to the armed forces is from everywhere. And that's something that we must maintain. So this is the highlight, that because this is a combination of jobs for youth and national security. But as I also mentioned, in the context of larger youth unemployment, justice for youth, Nyay for youth, is a central agenda for us. And that is going to be something that we are already talking about in the Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra. We will be talking about it in the course of the election campaign. And yes, so it will be a larger story. If our youth are let down, like this government has let them down for 10 years without creating jobs, where is the future of India? What are youth doing? Instead of moving to better jobs, they're going back to their villages and working in lower wage Manrega jobs, when they should be contributing to urban growth. You should have seen more manufacturing jobs being created to help people move from farm to factory. None of that has happened. What has in fact happened is much worse. People are dropping out of the workforce. There is something called labor force participation rate, right? How many people actually want to participate in the labor force, right? That number is dropping. Women, you're seeing some change in that, but you're seeing that change for women in rural India, where women are being forced to go out and work to help the family survive. And if you look at the unemployment rate, the definition of unemployment is number of people seeking work and not getting it. But when the labor force participation comes down, that means people have become so disillusioned and disappointed, they're not even seeking work. They're relying on the food benefits that is coming, and two people commit suicide, unemployed youth, every hour, according to National Crime Record Bureau data. This is the tragedy we're facing. What does the Prime Minister do? Talk about something else. Accuse us in the Congress of something else. Okay? Give all kinds of false stories and misinformation. That is what we're facing. Distractions, religious distractions, anything to keep attention away from the actual reality that is hurting our youth, our future.
BJP says that they are given 14 lakh jobs in the government and things also. But as Congress says that there are no jobs. So it's like making on they are saying that the revenue ministers are saying that 14 lakh jobs are being provided to the
So, thank you for that question. So what we have to do is to go a little behind that data, right? So if you see, what are those jobs? Those are unfilled government jobs that are being filled. This is no new job creation. This is not net job creation. These are empty positions that have started to being filled, right? Now, if you look over the last 10 years, employee count in public sector undertakings has come down from 1.73 million in March 2013 to 1.46 million in March 2022. Okay, so number of jobs itself is coming down. Okay, and many of those jobs, when they are, what shall we say, when there is an opportunity to fill those positions, those are not filled. All right, so let me just give you the other crazy thing that happens under this government. Whenever data is negative, the government stops collecting that data. We have to rely on private sector surveys, Center for Monitoring Indian Economy, CMIE, and get data from them. Because, you know, NDA government means no data available. You ask about farmer suicide, you ask about job losses, no data available. You ask about hunger, no data available. Anything that is negative, this government stops looking at that data. So, unemployment is now has reached a 45-year high. The number of unemployed in 2012 was 1 crore. Today it is 4 crore. 1 in 3 graduates is looking for a job. Engineers work as coolies. PhDs apply to be railway peons. I have nothing against coolies or railway peons. Those are all honorable professions. But these people are overqualified. They should be getting better jobs. Okay, that's not happening. So this is the problem that we are talking about, the demographic disaster that has been caused by the lack of growth, the lack of job opportunities as a result of the mismanagement of the economy under Modi Sarkar.
BJP is trying to just criticize and things that Rahul Gandhi is doing even in the parliament also. When we ask about asking about the relief funds for Tamil Nadu, they have mentioned that MOs and the DMK people have asked about it, but they have not given a single word for it. What you wanted to say about it?
So I flew into Chennai last night from Delhi. I was in Delhi to participate in a dharna, unprecedented historic dharna, led by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar. And why were we there? Because the same injustice that is happening to Tamil Nadu that you're talking about is happening to Karnataka. In the last Finance Commission, they changed the formula for distribution of center and states' share of taxes, of centrally collected taxes. Basically, as a result of this change formula, southern states that have been good at population control were going to get less money. Karnataka lost a substantial portion of our revenues that we would get from the center as a result of the change formula. In addition to that, the Finance Commission had written down saying it's Karnataka and 1 or 2 other states is getting a much lower amount than it historically got. You have to give a 5,000 crore amount to balance that. And the Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, who is an MP elected to the Rajya Sabha from Karnataka, has not released that to us. She makes a statement in Parliament that she follows the Finance Commission recommendations. Absolutely not. There is also recommendations about water projects, various things like that. None of that. Announcements that she has made in previous budgets for at election time for Karnataka have not been fulfilled. So similarly, the amount of money that should have come from the center to Karnataka would be similar in Tamil Nadu. We have asked for funds for drought relief. No sign. Amit Shah ji, who is heading the committee for drought relief, said our leaders met him and he said, we will take it up in the next committee meeting. That committee has not met since then, since quite a while. And our drought hit people are suffering. We are giving from our state funds, but we need more. And that's the job of the central government. It has funds for this and they're not giving it to us. So why this discriminatory attitude towards South India, towards Karnataka? That is what we're protesting. And we want to bring the nation's attention. We want all of you here to also follow, join us in exposing the kind of injustice that we've seen for Karnataka in all these contexts.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We just needed a long shot. Yeah, some pictures. I mean, a press conference. I'll call you back.